It's Monday, August 27th, 2012, and let's talk about this weekend over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, some leaks and updates in Android-related space. First off, a lot of you have the Samsung Galaxy S3, and you've probably heard that there was a leak for the international version to upgrade it to Jelly Bean. This was a leaked version of the over-the-air update that's presumably going to be coming sometime soon. Well, like I said, that was for the international version. However, T-Mobile users are now able to take part in the fun. Thanks to a leaked incremental update for the T999, you are now able to have Jelly Bean running on your T-Mobile-based Galaxy S3. One thing to keep in mind about it, though, you do have to be running stock firmware before you do it. Don't try doing it from any sort of ROMs or anything. You're going to lose root as well when you do it, although they're working on getting root working again. Didn't see anything in the thread about it actually being done or anything, but you know the XDA guys, it'll happen. And speaking of leaks, one device received a leak this week that is sort of by surprise, I would guess. HTC has made a boatload of promises over the last few months, and one of them was that they were going to be updating the HTC Thunderbolt to Ice Cream Sandwich by the end of August. That said, it's almost the end of August, and we have seen no signs of an update. Until now. There's been a lot of news coming out from various sites, and a thread has popped up here on XDA, basically linking back over to RootsWiki and the leak information they've got there. There are mirrors all over the place, and in this thread that we've got on XDA, there are tons and tons of mirrors. The version number of the leaked ice cream sandwich build for Thunderbolt is 7.00.605.2, and it looks like, based upon this leak, that they're already starting to work on ROM development as well in the XDA community, so it should be very interesting over the next few weeks. From reading through the thread, it looks like a lot of people are having trouble getting it to work correctly. They're having a lot of forced closes after they get it flashed. So the biggest thing there is just wipe, 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 and then wipe again. So wipe your device entirely, flash it, wipe it again, and then try it. That's the one thing I kept seeing in the thread that looks like it makes it work. I would highly recommend, though, and I will just keep saying this over and over again, read the thread before you try it, see what other people are having problems with, see who's found solutions for problems that you might encounter. And speaking of custom ROMs, the Galaxy Note 10.1 has not been out terribly long now. We talked about it a few times before in the past. Custom ROMs have started to show up for it now. As of the writing of the post over on the website, there are currently 3 custom ROMs available for it. The first one, called Trainwreck by XDA senior member ZitoMax, is essentially just a stock ROM that's been modified in some way. The goal of it is to maintain as much of the original TouchWiz functionality as possible, including the S Pen, but other than that, like I said, it is sticking to stock. The second one, called Clean ROM, being released by XDA senior member Safari King, is essentially taking this European XXA LG5 firmware, the same one that was used in the ZitoMax ROM that I mentioned earlier. Forgot to mention his was based on that European firmware as well. But it's taking it, ripping out all of the bloatware and all of the stuff that you probably wouldn't want to make it look more stock Android. Thus the name Clean ROM. And the last one, by XDA member Hani1980, is called Dr. Akram ROM, and it's based on the Indian version of the firmware and includes Arabic support. One way or another, lots of custom stuff out there, lots of things that are in the works, so if you do have the Galaxy Note 10.1 or have been considering it, there is a development community around it on XDA, so do definitely go read about them. The next thing I wanted to talk about, sort of go back to the Galaxy S3 for just a minute. At this point, the Galaxy S3 has pretty much been torn apart and put back together, literally. But the one thing a lot of people like to do with their devices, even if they are the latest, greatest, top-of-the-heap device, is they want to overclock it, to see just how fast they can make it go, just how high the benchmark numbers can be, blah blah blah. Well, thanks to XDA-recognized contributor Bala Gamer, we now have a comprehensive tutorial and written guide on how to overclock your Samsung Galaxy S3. So if you are interested in doing that, definitely go ahead and read through the thread. I would definitely recommend reading through the majority of the thread just to see what sort of problems, if any, people are encountering, and do make sure to read through the entire guide before trying it yourself. Now, the last story I wanted to mention, very, very excited about this one, because as you know, I've talked about home automation, and I've talked about wanting to put Linux and Android on my toaster for a while now. Now, the story is titled Control Your Appliances with Your Android Device. Now, hold on just a second, don't go running to the kitchen. Bacon! It turns out Panasonic is working on a line of Android-controlled appliances. You have to specifically buy new appliances to work with this, but with this you could do things like check on your refrigerator to make sure everything's running efficiently, make sure the door didn't get left open, make sure your home washing machine is running correctly and is running. Maybe receive notifications when the laundry is done. That would be pretty cool in my opinion. Honestly, I can't wait to see the other side of it, when people actually get a hold of these smart appliances and start hacking into them, because that's going to be a real XDA thing. And that actually leads me to the interesting question of the day as far as I'm concerned. If there were smart appliances, when they do come out, are you interested in them? Is that something that you would be looking forward to for yourself? Personally, I'm a big fan of home automation, so if I had some sort of a way to control everything in my home via my mobile device, that would be amazing. Making sure the doors are locked, making sure the garage door is down, the stove is turned off, the refrigerator's at the right temperature, all sorts of things like that. And also being notified when things change, like your front door has opened, your garage door's been open, things like that. I know this is currently possible in a variety of ways, but having one centralized method would be nice. I know the Panasonic thing is not exactly that, but just thinking outside the box there. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But that's going to be all from me for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button down below if you like this video, and hit subscribe up above to be notified when we put out new videos. Thanks again for watching though, and I'll see you next time.